A lot of us need to start redefining what success means to us. In a day and age of social media, it's really easy to look and see how other people are succeeding. And a common factor with that is a lot of money, a lot of exposure, a lot of power, and a plethora of other things as well. And when we are constantly consuming things of that nature, our our beliefs and morals kind of mold into what we are constantly exposed to all the time. This thought came to me when I was actually scrolling on social media and I began to compare where I am to where other people are on social media. A lot of the content that I consumed were a lot of young men who had money that were able to buy the things they want, do the things that they wanted to do while posting on social media, making it seem like their life was better than the average Joe. And this really caused me to sit back and to think: Is this is that the trajectory that I would like for my life to go? And it really made me sit down and think on it made me sit down and rethink what does success really mean to me? And in today's world, as I mentioned earlier, it's a lot of money, it's a lot of power, it's a lot of influence. A lot of people, possibly Gen Zers, that is what success looks to them. It turns into some sort of craving as well. Like you crave to be successful. You crave to have money. You crave to have all of these things that you are constantly exposed to on your phone. And by watching and being constantly exposed to all of these things that we really shouldn't be exposed to, how could you not be a little bit how could you not crave that a little, even a little bit? And like I said, it made me sit back and really reflect on what how should I succeed? What does success look like to me? And it took a lot of thinking, but I think for me personally, what I think success now looks to me is being healthy. Um, I have a job that pays me good enough to do the things that I want to do. I have a car that gets me to wherever I want. And I am blessed and I thank God for my relationship with him because, to be honest, I think in the economic state that we are in today, a lot of things financially are harder to obtain. It's harder to move out. It's harder to get a car, to get the car that you would like. It's harder to get the job that you want. It's harder to earn money. It's harder to financially. It's a lot more difficult to do a lot of these things, and that then leads others to live through um, these other people's lives on social media. Because for me personally, yes, personally speaking, I would like to have more money, but and that then leads, like, my social media is a reflection of who I would like to be, and that is something that I think is a testament to a lot of people. I mean, it's one thing that the algorithm is really good at, and it's unfortunate because yes, this is something that I would like, but at the same time, I have to take a step back and really look at, okay, if I were to just constantly chase money, constantly chase power, constantly chase influence, when I got those things, would I be satisfied with where I am at that point in my life? And deep down, no, definitely not. I really wouldn't be. And it kind of led me also to think of the like people and like just millionaires, billionaires, the people in power. Like they have the money, they have the influence, they have the power, but to pull back the curtain, a lot of the people that are running our country, like they are not good people. They're not good people, constantly doing bad things. They're profiting off of wars. Uh, a lot of them are PDF files, if you know what I mean. And just like morally, like they're just there's just a lot of things. I am so sorry. I am hearing music outside, but a lot of these things that like does that make them more successful than me? Like you take away their power, take away their money. Where does that leave them? And not to be like, I don't know if this is cocky or arrogant, but I think I no, that's I think what I was gonna say is I would be better than them, but that's just not the way to just go about it, really. And it sucks because we live in an evil and cruel world, unfortunately, and it for a lot of people it just gets harder and harder to live, and it becomes more and more difficult to survive in this world, and I think it really it just all spins back to social media. Like, how could you not want to just like chase all these things? It makes it, I don't know. It's just it's like the more and more I think about it, the more and more upset that I get. But to get back to the original topic, success shouldn't be defined with these materialistic things or obtaining a certain status. Success should really be defined by your character. Like, who are you as a person? The things that you do outside of are the things that you do outside of your home, or the things that you do for your community, how you impact others. That should be success defining, and not how much power you have, not how much money you have. And that's literally been like a thing since for centuries. That's just been a thing for the longest time ever. And the people that have it, the life is easier for the people that do have more money, more power, more influence. And it 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 really just makes you sit back and think like, okay, I see people that have the things that I would want, but when I look at their true character, when I look at who they really are as a person, is that someone that I would like to be, even with all the things that I could possibly want? And it and you really have to just do a lot of reflecting and just seeing who who do I want to be in this world that is cruel and isn't fair. Who do I want to be, and how can I get there? And you know, as and this is something that I think I did struggle with, but it is something that I am also working on as well. I'm looking at ways of how I can be successful in my own right and not have it be just, the typical having the money or, whatever. Because God willing, like if I am meant to have a lot of money, then great. But if God sees a version of me where I do have the money, but I'm like not humble or I am greedy, then I honestly don't want it. And that is something that a lot of people, you know, li- these people like they're successful, they have all the things that they would possibly need or want, but it's never enough. It's they always want more. And I look and honestly, I don't think I have, anyone that I could possibly like look up to that has a lot of money that I think is possibly a genuine person. Besides, like, I think his name is like Ryan Tran or something like that. But I mean, I don't watch his content like at all. So, but it's really just a matter of sitting down with yourself and seeing where your morals lie and thinking, okay, will I be the same person? Would I be the same person if I had the things that I wanted? And only a certain amount of people can only a certain amount of people can, I guess, be a testament of that. Really, I'm trying to find the words, but I can't. I don't know. It's just it sucks. It really does. But one thing that has really helped me was to just live my life day by day and just control the controllables. And you know, do I think I'm successful right now? I mean, a little bit. I do have dreams, I do have passions, I do have aspirations, and those are things that I would want to achieve. And I think I would be successful if I mean, honestly, just doing the things that I loved. Really, I mean, if I could do, if I could have my passion as a job, that's successful to me. That's successful in my eyes. And I think the more and more that I go about my life, um, the more I begin to think of like what do like I asked, like how can I be successful in my own right? And that takes like a lot of self reflecting and a lot of like digging, uh, a lot of how can I word this, like digging into yourself. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if that's a pause or not, but anyways. But dude, this thing, man, this it can be, it's literally a thing of like mass destruction, bro. Like I don't know. And I say that, and I was before I even recorded this video, like I caught myself like scrolling on social media. It's just it's such a time waster, and I, as unfortunate as it sounds like it, I recognize that, and it's at the same time it's just so difficult. But for a lot of you out there, I think it's time to redefine what succeeding looks like to you. It doesn't always have to be having money. Can is like financial stability, can that be success in its own right? Of course. But at some point, like whenever you get that rush of getting the money that you want, having the girl that you want, having all these things that you want, you need to look in yourself and see and ask yourself, is that enough? Will I want more? I think for a lot of people, as unfortunate as it sounds, they will continue to chase that. And that's not what success looks to me. And it's really not. But that's gonna be it for today, guys. I have a lot of ideas. I'm gonna make it a challenge to myself to record every single day. What's today? Through Tuesday through Friday. I will record a video every single day. That's just a good challenge that I have for myself. But enough yapping. Um, like and subscribe, please. Please like and sub. But I will talk to you all soon. Peace.